This is the final video lesson for Unit 5. And I like this first quote. It says, "Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention for a moment, I would become a better public speaker." That's what Homer Simpson says. It says, "Have you ever had a great idea only to be frustrated that others did not seem to appreciate or understand it?" Why, yes, I have. Or even worse, you could not seem to get anyone to listen to it. Yes, I do know that feeling. People in all kinds of jobs and life situations face this challenge. They learn ways to grab people's attention and keep it so that they can make themselves heard. Their skills help them to persuade others into some kind of action. To prepare for your presentation to the special committee, you will learn strategies for public speaking in this lesson. You will polish and present your argument to an adult for feedback. Now, you need to know that giving a speech is not just reading your essay. And as you read through this lesson, there are how many pages? 6. It's going to tell you the difference between writing an essay and giving a speech, because it's not the same thing. You're not going to just read those 4 paragraphs that you wrote. It's more to it than that. So make sure that you read all of these pages, look at all of the extra stuff so that you know what to do for giving your speech. And before you freak out, you're not going to have to give the speech in front of the class or anything. There are actually 2 options, and you aren't going to need any special electronic equipment or anything like that either. So when we get to the assessment page, we'll look at those 2 things. I like this quote too. It's by Dr. Seuss, and it says, "Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind." So take a look at all of this, and especially this little part down here with the 6 pages. Make sure you look at all of them. You can start by hitting begin and going through that whole thing. Make sure you read all of page 3. This has a lot of information and guiding for you just about the actual speech giving. So I like this thing down here. It shows you the different things that you need to keep in mind when you are public speaking, like making eye contact, your posture and gestures, and all of that stuff. You could have a really awesome, amazing speech, but if you don't present it properly, like if nobody can hear it or they can't understand it because you speak too fast, then it's going to be lost. Your whole point is going to be lost, and it will be very distracting as well. So take a look at all of this stuff. I think you can actually click on these, yeah, and it gives you some more information like that. Something that every good speech has are visual aids. So you can use multimedia aids or like a PowerPoint or something like that in order to illustrate your points. I know that anytime I've ever given a speech, I've used usually PowerPoint, but other visual aids as well. So it can be very helpful in keeping your audience focused on what your points are. So keep that in mind, and I definitely do think that you should use that if you can. Page 5 just has a few final things to go over. I definitely recommend clicking on this thing that says items and taking a look at that, and then the tip you can use here, and then that's it for the reading. Let's take a look at the assessment page. Okay, it says, in this lesson you learn that strong speaking skills can help you effectively persuade people to take action. You should know your audience and how to present your argument to the people in it. Preparing for tough questions in advance will strengthen your claims, especially when your research is thorough. So for giving your speech, you actually have 2 choices here. The first option is to give your presentation to a parent, guardian, or other trusted adult, and have your listener mark the appropriate description in the audience rubric. And it says that they can write on it, but I actually recommend that if they do write on it, that you then type it up and submit it so you don't have to try to find a scanner. And then for option 2, this is where you can create a video recording that you will give to me, and I will fill out the audience rubric. So either someone you trust, an adult you trust, is going to be your audience, or I am through video use. Step 2, submit a typed copy of your argument. At the end of the document, write a reflection paragraph that answers these questions, and of course I want at least 100 words for a paragraph, and then submit the multimedia aid you created to accompany your presentation. It all goes in